just mock your employees.
What happened?
Mock client or what?
I got some more juice in here, man.
You could bring that that cube out the freezer for me, please. Bought you some ice, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. Let me know when you press the button. Thank you, sir. Phone on fire silent. Do not disturb. Let's get it.
Ready?
Yes. AA. Oh.
Yeah.
AA. Hello, Governor and Governor S. Sorry, the microchip. It finally kicked in like 100% now. So like we are now clones. This is the Backyard Therapy Podcast. How is everybody doing? It's your boy Saint Dior.
Francois.
All right. And who else? Who else here, man? Tell us who else here.
Yeah, we special guests.
Always.
Special guests.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Special guest named.
Okay, yeah, special guest Aaron. You know, I need to come up with a little nickname. Actually, I was saying that it's gonna be.
Man, all right. You could also let the guests suggest some names for Aaron. But how everybody doing, man? How everybody feeling? We had a couple of things we wanted to talk about. To be honest, a lot been going on around. You know, when we were growing up, in my opinion, I remember being outside a lot. I remember exploring. I remember getting hurt, cut, learning life lessons. And now I'm kind of like in this weird phase where I'm realizing that my kids probably won't have the same experience based on social media.
Right. That would be unless you have something to do about it.
Agreed. I plan to. I plan to definitely monitor, not monitor, but make sure that they have the experience of not only the island life or wherever I live, but to where they can understand that there's a life before social media and the internet. How you feel about that?
I mean, we, all of us sitting around there, we grew up with the internet. When I say we grew up with it, I mean, I guess I'll speak for our generation in general.
Yeah.
There's a when we grew up, we were exposed to exactly what you just described. We were outside playing, but I think it's different for the kids now.
Completely.
I think a lot of them, the younger ones, 2, 3, 4, 5, are still outside playing, but unless you have influence to do so, they'd probably be inside on the social medias, man.
Yeah, I've been seeing it crazy.
Yeah, and it's easy where kids are. They have social media accounts.
It's so easy for them to access. It's easy for them to sign up and they don't know what they're signing to. They're just pressing yes. I want to see this video. I want to play this game. And they don't know no better. They don't know about ads and all that other shit.
But nowadays, Bahamian parents making social media for their kids.
Yep. Yo, I think that's that's a global, or maybe that's a Western thing.
Yes.
You see celebrities making social media accounts for their kids. I think that's gross. In fact, my opinion on that is we ain't talking about that today.
We ain't get today. That's a deeper thing.
But let's talk about a little bit of social media when we were introduced to it.
Okay.
As far as I can remember, the first start of now, of course, this isn't the first real like platform or blogging or a space like that.
Yeah.
But I remember MySpace being the first one Bahamians really flocked to.
Yes.
My cousin
and High Five.
Oh yeah, High Five. I think High Five came a little bit after MySpace, I believe.
Yes.
But I remember my older cousin, Sidra, Air's older sister. She was like the first person I ever saw on anything. Any type of, and just observing that interaction, just observing people going online, and social media is very different from back. We could talk about MySpace for a little bit.
Yes.
How it was. I wasn't on MySpace myself, but I observed.
I was on MySpace. MySpace still exists. Actually, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Don't go look this shit up. Not like nasty like that, but like that was on some young trying to be fly. Jet lag ass shit. So, but anyway, continue.
And it was just from observing it, you know, it's vastly different from a lot of the media we have today. Facebook, Twitter. You know, back then on MySpace, you could go on, you could put sets of music to your page, you could change the themes, you could change up the style of the page. It was like going on MySpace, and like I said, I didn't have no account, but I always enjoyed like exploring, going through and looking at different people's profiles to see what they was doing. Some niggas was like added something totally like a gothic theme, you know, with some dreaded music playing. It's like, oh, what's going on here? You look down, people just blogging about stuff that's happening in their life. Sort of like what Twitter's functions as nowadays.
Yes, somewhat without all the customization.
Right.
Now, I can speak from a person who had a MySpace. MySpace is like that place where you go, you know, if you like, you want to express yourself, you find these new themes, you go and find how to download them, you go and find the codes. That'll actually get me into coding a bit. Because I had to code my MySpace different than other people in order to get certain themes.
That's how social media was back then.
Bang.
Yeah, that's how it was. You had to like low key know a little bit of code just to be able to slip that music link onto your Vibe so it could automatically play.
Yeah, you know how it go.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and then you had the females on the women on MySpace, and they used to talk to you. Like they used to be flexed. We was on them Android my bad. We was on them Android photos, so you know things dead grainy, but you know dudes still trying to holler. But it was basically about having the flyest MySpace page, and that was right before High Five came into play.
Yeah, High Five. I wasn't on no High Five, so I didn't really know how High Five functioned like that. But it seemed like
I give you some insight on that after you finish.
It seems like a little bit of sort of the same idea that MySpace had. I guess you could expand on that a little bit.
High Five was like MySpace. High Five would like be the precursor for Facebook, in my opinion, amongst other social medias that came. So you had the customization, you had the friend list, which is more open, which is more more pictures. The interface was more simple because you know you go on MySpace, there's a bunch of glitter and new, like it's hard to navigate. High Five made it easier. High Five also was a thing to whereas, in my opinion, I mean from my experience, where they had a lot of Bahamians who were on High Five, so it was like cooked up. So if you high five a friend, most likely they friends, which will show up, you know them, so you could get them as a high five, ad, and then that's when, government school, junior high school. That's when they was fucking. That's like how they used to hook up. Be like, yeah, we find this girl on High Five, and it became like a certain type of reputation. Someone told me it was like, yeah, we don't fuck with no girl from High Five after a while because it was like that's where all the hoes at.
Okay.
And then apparently it became kind of trapsy where like gay niggas was using High Five, and that was when Facebook and all those other things finally started to come up. But High Five was a thing for a while, babe.
Yeah, it was very popular, especially amongst Nasuvians.
Yes.
I think everybody I knew had a High Five.
Yes, High Five. I don't think was too much of an international thing.
Let's bring it back.
Okay.
Messengers.
All right. Which messengers we tackling?
I mean, all of them that we remember.
AOL, nigga.
Hold on, this.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
I mean, AOL is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The ones we use, MSN.
MSN.
MSN Messenger was like the first big boom high school people chatting up each other.
Yep.
MSN Messenger was the thing, mate. I mean, we use Discord nowadays, and it was Skype for a long time before that. But MSN Messenger, babe, if you didn't have an MSN address, you was lame.
You was a fucking sorry, you was a waste man.
You were very lame.
You were a waste man.
And that was before MSN even had like video chat, but it was just like getting on.
Yeah,
you know, those sounds just sitting up on the computer. Those
bro,
old.
It didn't matter if you had a phone. If you ain't had no MSN, you wasn't getting no girl Addy. You wasn't getting no play. If you ain't had nothing fly inside your status.
You needed
no colors.
Listen, you bringing me back.
You ain't rapping nothing.
You needed a status
Gang?
to be like a paragraph. The text needed to be a different style.
Exactly.
I mean, you need emojis. That's even
different
before.
font.
Right.
Niggas doing
that was before emojis.
Back with the code. Exactly. And then they find the hack to put emojis inside it, dog.
Before emojis, it was emoticons.
Emoticon.
You remember?
Exactly. There you go.
That's the old version of
history buff. We old.
Yeah.
I remember emoticons. Yes,
Yeah,
before they became emojis.
Yeah.
And that's what emojis are basically. But
that's what they are.
But hey, if you ain't had no fresh picture with you on the beach with your shirt off, you ain't got no gals, bro.
Nah,
For real, man. You needed that as your MSN picture. That was literally the Facebook before Facebook in a way. Like I would just describe it, you need your statuses.
And they used to update them live too when it was beef.
Yeah. People used to change their photos every day.
Yep.
But
But I ain't getting into BBM. BBM, I was
about to touch BBM. BBM was the thing. Why would you? I could get into
I touched BBM slightly, but that was when I had done already move on to like other shit. I was already talking to girls on other shit.
Bro, BBM was the WhatsApp before WhatsApp.
I catch it late.
Catch it late.
I catch it late.
Wait, I remember BBM was just like this fascinating technology because, you know, before Blackberries, everybody used to come to school with it was like a Motorola.
Yep.
It was the Razor, or you had some knockoff,
or the
Sliver,
the Ericsson,
or the Rocker, the Ericsson, the LG Chocolate.
Yep.
All the OG nasty phones.
I had all them shits.
But no, Blackberries had this sudden surge. I believe I was in grade. At the time, I had to be in grade 9, 10. Everybody got a BlackBerry, and the thing is, it was free messaging as long as you were on as long as you got like service.
And if your parents said it, you straight.
But your parents didn't have to set it. I mean, but
I know. I'm just saying, if your parents have one, and you get another one, you straight. You could just use theirs.
What you mean?
And create your own pin.
You lost me.
Okay. For my mommy had my mommy had couple BBMs. She gave me one.
She had what BBMs?
She had couple
Blackberries. Okay.
Yeah, but sorry. She gave me one. She had her own pin. I used my own pin. I never like signed up for any service or anything like that, and I still was able to navigate.
When you say pin, you mean like?
Cause you know you had to give your pin in order to talk to people on BBM, eh?
Right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Exactly.
Yeah. It wasn't no phone number. You had to give the pin.
It was a fucking
pin. You needed the pin to connect to this person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a plus for BBM.
A lot of people don't give
for Blackberries.
A lot of people don't give BlackBerry credit, but they kind of started that whole thing, man. I mean, we was paying.
They did,
bro. We were like I'll take it back to what I was saying. The Motorola. We were texting each other. We had to use minutes for that. And text wasn't cheap.
How much it was,
bro?
At the beginning,
bro. Text.
It's 5 cents a text now. How much it was back then?
Listen, it was like I remember being like 16 cents. It was a lot more expensive than it is right now.
Yeah, I think in 15 cents.
Yeah, 15 or 16 cents.
16 cents. Y'all let us know in the comments.
So for BlackBerry to come around, everybody in school just...
Nah.
It's like, hold on, what y'all doing? It's like, baby, messaging? It's like, how? Minutes? How did you acquire these minutes? Like, it's like, no minutes. You just texting?
Mm.
It's like, damn. Then I got my BlackBerry. I got a torch. The first one I got was a torch.
I
That
can't
was-
even remember which one that wasn't. I got from my mom, but
It was a
cool
few.
ass
It
one.
was the
Yeah, but-
bold. It was the curve.
Yeah,
Curve was the
yeah,
most
curve.
popular. Yeah, this
I
curve
got
was
the
cheap.
curve.
Yeah, everybody had the
She
curve.
gave me a curve.
Everybody
so
had the little curve with that
that
number
was that.
pad.
Don't worry, but yeah, I go back, but I had fucking. It's alright. I had the effing Sony Ericsson.
Mm.
I had all of the Motorola with the flip it, where you had to pull up with the antenna. All of that. We always had phones inside my house because my dad was always on some
Yeah, the
stuff that we will talk about in the future when we famous and the lawyers with us.
very classic Motorola's. and stuff.
we had them.
Yeah.
We had them. But
Let's take it back to social media.
all right, let's think about the fucking let's think about the social media.
All
All right, so
Mhm.
you wanted me to touch on this Bahamian Twitter thing slightly. We ain't got, like I said on
Oh, I didn't want you to touch on it.
we could skip that.
Nah, I don't really. Talk about
Yeah, let's not talk about that. But the one thing I'll say on that is that it evolved from Facebook to Bahamian to Instagram slightly to Bahamian Twitter, and y'all niggas toxic. That's all I have to say. Move on.
Well, describe what is Bahamian Twitter. Describe it. People who
Now
don't
we
know.
get it. Okay, so back when I was on Twitter, in high school, it was just everybody. I was following people from around the world. Then they went off to college in Atlanta, met people from around the world. Da da da. There's a couple of Bahamians, and then they put their flag inside the bio, and it was thin. It was a thin amount of people. Then, everybody was gelling. Everybody's like, "Oh, we apart." And then Black Twitter became a thing, to where memes and stuff started coming out, and that was around the time when racial tensions started to hype up. So Black Twitter kind of like united, and then after, well, I graduated 2013 and 2017. I was inactive on Twitter in between that time until 2017. And then I started seeing the emergence of Bahamian Twitter because all the kids that when I was in high school and college, they were still in school. Now they're out. Now they're in college. Now they're meeting other people. Now they're rapping their shit. Now they're doing all the things that they need to do. And now they starting to unite and be like, "Oh, F this girl." And you remember when we had the interaction with some lady who didn't agree with something that we was doing, and then there was like, "Oh, you need to carry a cunny and CYC." You remember that CYC movement?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that was one of the pinnacles what started the whole Bahamian Twitter uniting in a sense. So the Bahamian Twitter get on every day. They find a topic. It's usually be rape. Something to do with sex. Something to do with many shit. Something to do with like money. Something to do with like unnecessary shit. And it's repeat. And it's just not productive to me, way. And that's why I do my best to stay out of it, way. So that's why it's not productive. But they protect each other. So if anybody else try to come at them, they just go, "Oh, carry a cunny, your big fat pussy," and this and that, and I just be like, bro. Twitter's opinion. I call Twitter opinion society.
Yeah.
It's opinion society. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that serious, but and I notice, and unfortunately, I feel like young Bahamians, have made Twitter a massive point inside their life. They can't live without Twitter. Every morning, they have to go on Twitter. They have to let niggas what they doing. They have to let niggas know they getting money. They have to let niggas know that they, like we was talking about on Everything Cool.
Yeah.
My pussy wet. Take me on a trip. I getting this bread. I about to cop this thing. I about to rob this nigga. Like, it's unnecessary, but you putting out information that you really don't need to put out. But that's on you, and that's what it is. But that's Bahamian Twitter in a slight nutshell.
Yeah, the CYC movement. That's kind of why I guess I never really was too fond of like following a lot of Bahamians on Facebook. I mean, that was just That's corny.
It's
I mean, obviously,
it's corny to me.
obviously it's corny, but it's cringy. It's really cringy at the same time, and it just
What are you writing for?
it seems like, and probably this is like Twitter in general, but Bahamian Twitter especially is just like this echo chamber of just like
Yes.
haha telling these same jokes like, oh, okay, you pussy, or that, like you explained, and it's just not funny.
It's not.
The one or two like I love the Bahamian memes coming out of that spot.
Yeah.
I love it. They are great, but other than that, like some like substantive content, no. And maybe that's on me for going on Twitter looking for content like that. Like
You don't go find it because
because
these younger people into totally different shit, Andrew. And that's why we talking. That's why that leads us into our next topic, which is social media burnout, bro. You know what I mean? I'm 28. I've been on social media since the internet has been almost created. Things are great. Social media became an unfortunate. It's been integrated inside our lives now, where everywhere we got to sign up. Oh, link to Facebook, link to this, link to that, link to that. Where you go to a job interview, let me see your Facebook, let me see this and that. Where you want a job, you have a Facebook, do this and that. Like everything is like there now, babe. And it's you're consuming all of these things that people do on the daily that's fake, that's not true, that you don't even believe in, you don't care about, and you have to sit down and consume it every day, even when you're trying to like find something that's like, just say games, tech, anime. You gotta sift through so much foolishness just to get that amongst all these odds.
Social media is.
It's almost like TV now, bro.
It's worse than TV. That's people's new TV, because people would sit on. I work with a lot of folks that would go on Facebook and sit on like Facebook video for the whole break, like the whole hour. They just like on the lunchroom, like whatever.
I'd be confused.
Whatever's playing at the time, it is usually like Wildin' Out or
something dead lame, bro.
But if you're like Wildin' Out, then all the power to you.
All the power.
I was never fun,
bro.
I was never fun. I don't think I will be, because that ain't my type of show. I'll leave it at that. But the degradation. So like, I'll come in where you started. You know, I'm 27, and I've been on this planet, like I said, for 27 years. And at this point, my social battery is drained. If it was ever there. Now, I'm a bit of a recluse myself. I don't really be posting stuff on social media like, hey, look at this thing I'm eating. Look at the restaurant I'm at.
Look at me. I'm over PI.
And you could
I'm at Bahama.
You could do that, you know. I mean, if that's
you.
If that's what gets you going, and I'll come back to that, then that's fine. But in terms of me and myself, I'm just so tired of. And, you know, you could say it's really on me because I don't have to be on social media. But as you say, you know, jobs and stuff use these platforms as a way to vet, you know, the people coming in their doors. But I am just so tired of, like, going on, like, Facebook, Twitter, and just seeing, like, menial shit, right? Just, like, see people complaining about things that aren't even, like, important things going on, right? It is draining. And like I said before, I have to blame myself somewhat because I'm exposing myself to it. And I remember me about like 2 years. I'm not as bad as I used to be. Probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I remember I used to pick up my phone habitually, not even think about it. And the first thing I go is hit that Facebook icon just to see. And like a few times, I was self-aware, you know. I used to be in the back of my head like, why are you doing, like,
What
you
the
don't
fuck?
you
What
don't even
am I
like
doing?
Facebook, wait, why are you going on it? And I just found myself sucked into this. I gotta go on Facebook, I gotta see what other people doing. Do you think it's like a nosy factor? Or do you think it's like how it would be like the Facebook app is designed for you to like go into your phone and like hit that button and just go in and just scroll. Then the videos start rolling.
Yes,
Some
and then you just enthralled.
yeah,
I think that it's manufactured that way.
definitely.
Zuckerberg has definitely perfected the way, because I can agree with you. Not even on my phone, I sit there on my laptop. Know I got a design to do, right? Know I got to go on a whole different site, and I find myself typing FACB. FACE. I just be like, what the?
No!
No!
Say FAC, you only gotta type F, and the browser knows what's going on. It's like, hey.
But my thing is, I just get so far, and then I just be like, I have nothing to go on Facebook for.
Yeah, I have nothing to do on Facebook. Why am I going there?
So then I just have to go on the other thing, and then eventually I just end up on Facebook.
Eventually,
I still end up on Facebook.
all roads lead to Facebook.
All really.
That's what we should have named this.
Yeah, all really.
Anyway, that's fine.
Yeah, but we on Instagram. When we have to promote, I have to go to Facebook. We still have to use Facebook. Like, that's just how much they got us.
Yeah, that's how much of a control. And Facebook been setting this up back in the day. Like I said, when I saw my cousins like on Facebook and stuff, you know, in Farmville, or you know, back in the day where the most you could have done was like poke someone. I don't know if you all remember that.
Yes.
You could have sent a poke to someone, or you could have sent something like a watermelon or something to someone, and I think you could have done some sort of type posting if I remember correctly. But no, Facebook is a gross place.
It is.
Mm.
But I can agree. I've seen so many people just go on Facebook and on their lunch, on their time off. Whoo, 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 whoo. Help me, Tico. Look at this. This funny, and I just be like, "Wait, what I find funny, you would not be my friend, nigga."
And
you would not be my friend if you see what I actually find funny, my guy.
Facebook don't actually have a lot of funny stuff.
It's like, oh, this person, look at him, he ride off with the bike and the bike get dropped. No, nigga.
Facebook has a lot of old people stuff on it, like
exactly
things that would entertain. You know, when I say old people, I mean like 60s, 50s, 40s, probably. You know, that
in that
dad
range.
humor.
Well, my mom, with the age my mom in, where she could find something funny on Facebook. Bro, the things that I find funny on Twitter is when niggas getting their head tear off in a funny way, or something like that. You know what I mean? Not killing or anything like that, but like that, something like that. Someone getting crossed, some actual joke, some skit, something that actually makes you think. Not no simple. Oh, the person fall off the bike. Like and that I guess it just separates us from the regular people, way.
And then, like, you know, you got too much time, but you know, it's the way Twitter and Facebook is set up now. I think people should just boycott those platforms because
Explain.
Where Twitter and Facebook like first started off in terms of like values and policies, they are far removed from that, and I guess that comes with like when you start to make money. But like, you know, on Twitter, back in the day, you could have said anything you wanted on Twitter. You could have been anyone, and you could have said whatever you wanted. And I guess what attributes to that is like the age of sensitivity that we've slid into nowadays. But you could have gone on Twitter and told everybody about everything, be cursing, post whatever you want. You could still somewhat do that nowadays, but like, I'll take Trump for example.
Yes,
niggas totally banned from every social media ever, and I think that's deserved, and that's I don't disagree with that decision at all, but I think that would have been a different story back in early 2000s.
Facts.
Early 2000s, he would have been nigga would have been a pariah. He would have been the king of the net at that point.
Gucci Mane went on Twitter and literally said that he smashed Nicki Minaj and he do a bunch of other weird stuff, and nobody said anything to him.
Yeah.
Like there's been many, just example rappers, Chief Keef, Lil Reese, them going on saying, "But I will fucking kill you. I will kill you." Wait, drop the Adi. I coming right now. Like that recently deleted.
I don't think they can do that anymore.
Exactly. That's why they deleted.
Yeah.
But like you know the Wayback Machine and whatnot. So it's like these things used to happen on Twitter, bro. And I've been doing some research on like the Chirac stuff, and so much hits, so much back and forth, so much evidence was on Twitter, but and I was looking at the dates and it was like 2010, 2011. I'm like, bro, yo was talking. We started jamming the traffic and all that and all that talk and all that good music like when 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
These dudes was talking reckless from when we was in high school, bro. Talking about they got it on me and da and whatever, bro. So it's like we in a whole different realm now, bro. The cancel culture. But I heard like someone say like they think cancel culture is about over.
No. Cancel culture will always exist as long as this generation of sensitive
snowflakes
exist. As long as they're here, cancel culture. I mean, they're probably saying that because the people they've tried to cancel recently, you can't really cancel them.
Like Eminem, you can't cancel.
You can't cancel Eminem. You can't cancel Joe Rogan, unless they actually be doing some really heinous things.
Yes.
That and then I don't even think that you could attribute that stuff to like cancel culture. I think that's just the natural order. I mean, it's like, bro, I'll give an example. Let's say someone goes out and does some killing, right? That person's gonna go to jail regardless of what happens. Or if they're like a prominent social media figure and it comes out that they were killing people and like eating their corpses, like cancel culture is just obviously gonna descend upon them, but that is not gonna be the hammer on the gavel. The natural order, the law catching up to the people. Yeah, that's gonna be what does it. And you know, trying to cancel Joe Rogan just because he like given like really poor medical advice, that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
It's too light. I mean,
poor medical advice.
Yeah, talking about if you're young, he doesn't recommend getting the vaccine. Like only older people need to get it. That's what he said on his show.
But that's his opinion. People shouldn't just. I know he has a big platform, but people shouldn't just take. Joe Rogan is not a doctor. Y'all should not be taking this man's advice.
See, but they will. Okay. Because that's just how people are.
That's true.
And you know, if you don't really have to think about it too much to say, wait, he has a big platform and he's saying this, so he must be right. Yeah, it's very easy to fall along that line.
Inside that, yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately, people need to. In my opinion, people should get vaccinated. I've come into more people who've actually been vaccinated. So I'm actually happy about it. Waiting for the second dose. I tried to sign up for the second dose, but there's like, it ain't ready yet. So I gotta keep checking.
Yeah, not for another 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah, at least. Yeah, I know one of the managers at work came to me and she was like, yeah, because I overheard in a conversation before, she was telling like the HR lady like, oh yeah, she just came back to work today. From Saturday, she's like, yeah, I got the vaccine and I was bust up and stuff. So she approached me later that day and I was like, hey, how you doing? And she was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I could see it on your face. Like, you look really drained. And I was like, trust me, I know what it is. And she was like, oh, you don't know? I was like, I kind of do. And I didn't really say anything, but she was like, yeah, well, and I was like, yeah, I got that thing on Monday actually. And I could tell like she didn't want to really talk about it, maybe this is my wrong assumption, but I could have seen like on her face and just how like her body language and stuff were, but she was like didn't want to get into that conversation with somebody that she wasn't to 100% with, because probably that hurdle of someone be like, oh, you don't want to take that because all you got to do is jump in the canal and get the water up your nose,
or you might like tell somebody and then she may feel some way.
I felt that reservation at first, but we got into it, and just to come to find out that she was getting bust right up too. That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Yes.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. But your boy's microchip. I don't even know. We gotta call out. I gotta figure out a name for us. not that we all waxed, but it was a solid episode, eh?
Yeah, that's been episode 22.
Episode 22.
Thanks for coming by.
You're socially stuck.
Check the links in the description. Thanks for Air to coming out.
Yes, sir.
As usual.
Special guest.
Anytime.
Every time.
We got a bunch more stuff coming for you. Peace out.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yep.